What's up, guys? Welcome to Strength for Today's Man. This is volume 33. And I wanted to say, in order to find this particular podcast on YouTube, you got to go to Life's Word Ministry. It's actually under that title, Life's Word Ministry. If you don't have the actual link to Today's Man podcast on YouTube, then you'll have to find it on Life's Word Ministry and find it there. Now, far as the podcast platforms on Spreaker, Apple Podcasts, Google, Anchor, all of the other podcast programs, you can just pull up Today's Man podcast and it's there. So with that being said, I want to talk about something that we men have an issue with. And I know there's a long list that we can check off that we got issues with, that we have problems with in our life, in our business, in our family, our relationships, in church. That's humility. Ah, yes, humility. Look at Mark 1:7. This was John the Baptist's message. After me comes the one more powerful than I. Now that kind of segued me over to James, where he writes, humble yourselves before the Lord and he will lift you up. That's a very important statement. Humble yourselves before the Lord and he will lift you up. Not you, not your accolades, not how gifted you are, but God will do the lifting. Many of us, we want to lift ourselves. Many of us, we want to boost ourselves. Many of us, we want to promote ourselves. Now, that's okay if you want to get out there and you're in business and you want to promote your product, you want to promote your business. That's good. However, those of you that I'm talking to are the ones that's promoting yourself because you think you're that great. And you're not. That's just a given. And this is where we as men really need to be more humble. Think about this. You are going to the bookstore, you're going to the book rack, or you're going to a place where you buy magazine things. You see Success Magazine or even Time Magazine, and on the front cover, you see a very successful man. You know, you can pick one and put him on the front cover. But underneath that picture, or it can be even a woman for that fact, under the picture, there's a quote that says, I don't have the answer. I'm not the solution. Now, it sounds far-fetched, doesn't it? But would that cause you to buy that book? Would that pique interest to say, I need to buy this book to see what they're talking about? In some cases, that's a yes. How about an author, though, who says, I really don't have what you need. Wait for the one that's following me. Now, they're the ones you really need to check out. How many books you think that author is going to write? Or even if it's a motivational speaker and you're there, you've spent $1,000 on a ticket. The main speaker comes out and goes, hey, I don't have what you need today. But the one that's getting ready to follow me, now those are the ones, they're the ones you need to check out. Now, I've heard that statement after they've spoken, edifying the next speaker to come up. But before they even say anything, they say that, you start wondering, did I waste my money? I spent $1,000 on this ticket to hear this cat say, I'm not the one you want to hear today. The one that's going to follow me, that's the guy you need to check out. That's the woman you need to check out. You would sit there baffled, correct? But think about it. That's a rough parallel to one of John the Baptist's central message. After me comes one more powerful than I. That's a very humble statement to make because John the Baptist had followers. He had a great following, from what I understand. He was teaching, he was preaching, he was baptizing. But the important part of his message was, this ain't about me, y'all. It's about the one that's coming after me. I baptize with water, yes, but this cat that's coming after me, my first cousin, he's going to baptize you with the power of the Holy Ghost. That's a message in itself. He wanted people to understand. Everybody that followed him from the city, from the countryside, they were hanging on every word of John. Look at Mark 1:5. You'll see they were just hanging on every word that he said. And he wasn't eloquent. He wasn't sharp in his dress, his apparel. He was just John. He was just old boy John from the backwoods, from the wilderness. And we need to understand how important it is for us to be who we are. Just be who God created you to be. That's the most important thing you can be. We got a lot of people looking like everybody else, dressing like everybody else, trying to talk like everybody else, trying to follow suit just like everybody else. Where is the authentic side of you? Where's the original you? Every first Sunday, pastors stand up, they're all in their robes. You know, I heard a man say, you don't dress like a pastor. You don't dress like a preacher. How is that? What does that look like? Truly. Am I supposed to wear a backwards collar everywhere I go? That's not my thing. I don't even like backwards collars. Am I supposed to wear a suit to church every Sunday? Now, if that's your thing, God bless you. That's not my thing. That's not my comfort level. I don't think because of a title, I have to look a certain way. Now, if I'm in a professional setting, okay, there's a dress code that says you got to wear a suit and tie every day to the job. Hey, I got to follow suit. But when I'm out ministering, or if I'm out sharing the word, if I'm out witnessing, that my comfort level is the way I'm dressed right now. A baseball cap, pullover shirt, polo shirt, whatever. Some sweats, something comfortable. I don't want to come off like I'm better than them. I don't want to come off like I'm up here and they're down here. I don't want to seem like that's what they have to do. You dress according to how you can reach people. Now, if you're comfortable in a three-piece suit and a backwards collar, hey, you be you. But don't criticize those that don't dress like that. Don't criticize because someone else doesn't look like that. There's a lot of John the Baptists that are out there. And here, John the Baptist set an example for contemporary followers of Jesus. Did you catch that? John the Baptist set an example for contemporary followers of Jesus. It's easy for us to get sucked up into the look at me, notice me approach that is often pushed in our culture. Look at me, notice me. It's called social validation. And there's a lot of young people that are getting sucked right into that culture. Look at me, notice me. That's what I don't understand. People kissing the lens, people licking their tongues out. What is that? I don't get it. Can somebody please put in the chat? What is that? What does that mean? Why is that so important for people to look at the lens and kiss and stick their tongue out? I don't get it. Somebody please help me. But you know, it's social validation. People want to be liked. People want to be noticed. People want to be looked at. People want you to like their pictures. I say be you. Just be you. Be you. If that's you, okay, then you be you. People want to be liked. But John the Baptist resisted the pull of self-promotion because he wasn't focused on the adorning crowds. He wasn't focused on the numbers. He wasn't focused on who was in the crowd. He didn't care about any of that. My dad used to say, if you late, act late. People want to come in late because they got a status and who they are. They want to be directed right down to the front of the line. They want to be right down to the front of the church, right down to the front of the building, right down to the front of the audience so people can see them come in. Again, social validation. We want to be seen. We want to be heard. Where's the humility in your position? Where's the humility in your title? Where's the humility in who you are as a person? John didn't care about his own eloquence. Look what he wore. Camel's hair. Look what he ate. Wild honey and locusts. He wasn't concerned about what people thought about him. He wasn't concerned about what people thought of him. It was about the one that was going to come after him. And that brings me to another point. We need successors in a lot of these organizations. These people that are dying in these positions, what is up with that? Look at the White House. We got a bunch of old white men. Yeah, I said it. We got a bunch of old white men dying in Congress. They don't want to give up their position. They don't want to give up that role. They don't want to give it up. Give it to the younger generation that has more ideas, younger generation that are more creative thinking, more ideas of where we need to go as a country, how important it is to reach out to certain groups, how important it is. It ain't about that right now. That's a whole different podcast. But think about it. We got all these old men dying in these positions, and young men are just waiting in the wings saying, I can do this. I have so many ideas. It's because they're not humble enough to say, okay, I'm too old for this. Somebody else needs to take over. There's no humility there. There's no humility in their attitude to say, I know I'm old. I need to step down. I need to give it to the younger folk. Yes, you do. But John understood that. He says, this is not about me. Yes, he's my first cousin. That's right. He's my first cousin, but it's not about me. It's about what he has to say. It's about his ministry. It's about what he's bringing to the world, not me. I'm just setting the foundation, y'all. Humility happens when we focus on Jesus. We need to put our focus on the one more powerful than I. It's not about I. It's not about me. It's not about my. It's not about us. It's about others. It's about Jesus. It's about him, not us. And I'm going to close with this because this is one of those topics that can go on and on and on and on and on because we need to be more humble. Let me stop. Father, rid me of my toxic and insecure self-focus. That's it right there. That's it in a nutshell. We need to ask God to rid us of our toxic and insecure self-focus. We need help to live focused on Jesus. That's where our focus needs to be, right there. Give me your strength, Lord, so I might love you and the people that you've placed in my path. Help me to be more humble. Humility. That's what it's all about, y'all. Be humble. I'm Malachi Mitchell. This is Strength for Today's Man, Volume 33. You guys go out and make it a great day, and I will meet you right back here on the next podcast. Be blessed.